Yeah. Yeah, are you?
I just went live.
Yeah, Tamper.
Okay, mic check. Mute me for feedback.
Yeah. So,
So let me know how it's going.
I work for you now.
did you restart your live? Because the one I see is like 9 minutes ago.
Yeah, I restarted it. So let me know how it goes. Check.
Well, the one I'm seeing is not alive. I don't see any live.
It's always set to private initially. You know what? I am setting it to public. Okay, go ahead, let me know. So can you hear me? And did you find it?
Let me see.
Check.
Where to?
No, this is an old one. I don't see your new live. Well, why don't you delete the other one?
I plan to. Let me do it. Well, there's a live replay that's deleted, and there's one that's live, and that shouldn't be deleted.
The only one I see in the live is like streamed before, and when I click on it, oh, see, it says video unavailable.
Okay,
Let me see.
I'm gonna send you the link.
No way, I have the link. Okay, there's no live right now.
There is no live?
No.
Can you show me what you see? Because like I see it on my end, so that is weird. Let's see. How about home? Okay, refresh. Let me send you its link, I guess.
Okay.
Where are you?
Okay. Okay.
I'm here. Standing by.
So,
Ready to
can
go.
you
We'll see what they're up to. Ready to go.
At your service.
So can you hear me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Ready.
8, 9, 10.
Please keep me safe.
Okay, perfect. So
Where to?
I guess
Where do you need me?
unmute Discord
to?
and mute
Acknowledged.
the app.
Reporting in.
So yeah.
I will try to sway the public.
What's the op?
Yo,
Work in the
Hello.
public.
hey. You just reduce the volume of the game a bit and you're Gucci.
Alright, so let me do that. Audio master volume. I have that. Alright. So welcome to the T&L Podcast. We are your hosts, Teach and Learn. And we'll start today's topic. Do you want to introduce it, Teacher?
Tell me your orders.
I'm Learn, you're Teach.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's official, man. It's our first official podcast. I see that you're, already getting into the groove of multitasking as you usually do. I think our audience will at some point really get to know our characters through those podcasts. But to introduce this particular one, I'd like to start by just giving a little introduction to maybe what we're aiming to achieve here. I'll let you start, Teach, and tell me why are we starting this
Person of
podcast?
interest revealed.
Well, we have multiple things we're aiming to achieve with this podcast. One of them is a very long-term goal that's very unlikely to be achieved in the short term, which is to be able to bridge the gap of understanding between people. Because in a large sense, we are as divided as we have gotten since, well, forever, partly due to the internet, echo chambers, bubbles, and ideally we'd want to talk to people from various aisles, various viewpoints, and explain them, challenge them adequately, and try to achieve some kind of version of understanding. We have also other goals, just learning new things in general, which would be pretty important to us.
Yes, definitely. It's definitely why I took the name of Learn. Learning is definitely one of the reasons why I often like to listen to Teach talk about various topics that he's passionate about, because when teachers have passion, they tend to really be able to bridge that gap of understanding. And I'm a big advocate of anything could be understood by any human if the right explanation is provided to that super incredible species. Challenging viewpoints is going to be a big one for sure. Teach knows already how annoying it could be sometimes with my very peculiar questions, but I do believe that those questions are often not only trying to make me understand the topic better, but also allow the teacher to leave the particular learning session with a better understanding of the depth of the topic they thought they have known everything about it before that particular session. So at this particular session we're having today, it's an introductory one, and it's meant to really allow us to increase our understanding on how we could turn this streaming idea, or rather also in a general sense, turn any streaming venue or business venture into a money-making venture or business idea. So why don't you start, Teach, by telling me a little bit of what you've learned about this particular subject so far?
Alright, so basically, people who make money streaming usually have a relatively diverse source of income that they make their living from. One of the first ones I could think of is basically sponsors. So when you're in a podcast, you've always seen it. The segment is sponsored by yata yata, blah blah blah. Like
What's the up?
this is one of the first things. Another one would
Ready for
be
my mission.
another one would be to sorry, trying to gather my thoughts here. Well, so basically mechanisms allowed by YouTube and Twitch, such as subscriptions on Twitch, super chat on YouTube. So mechanisms that allow your users or your viewers to directly sponsor you. There are also sources such as Patreon, where you, although I feel like Patreon should be more geared towards someone who's doing YouTube videos than early streaming, because you all have an influx of like money to like fuel your creativity, but usually for streaming you have a lot more alternative sources. Another one is also falls under sponsorships, such as like game sponsorships, where a certain company will tell you, hey, I'll pay you a certain amount and you play my game for an hour. And finally, and the last one is like brands and brand deals. So you could make your own brand, sell your own merch, and that's a big one on how to like make money, because at that point you're like bypassing other companies and basically making money on your own. So,
Okay.
learn. The floor is yours to ask questions about every method.
Sure. I'm just going over the last point. So like the certain games will give you money to play a certain game for a certain amount of time. Okay. So just to recap a bit, so obviously a streamer will have a diversified source of income. Sponsors is one of them, either by some gaming companies, or also like other brands, or also another source of income is mechanisms available by the streaming platform like Twitch or YouTube or any other future streaming platforms that might exist. Third is another source of income is Patreon, getting funded by people that support your creativity. That one you said that it's particular sometimes to YouTube videos and not just streaming. So
Well, to be more clear, it's usually more uh, for people who are more, let's say, creative, like comics, people who make like animations and all of that. Because usually Patreon is for people who, at least I find its most ethical use is for people who have like very expensive to make content that tends to make no money on YouTube or all the other alternative sources.
We've got some intel in our target.
Okay, I see. And
Cleaning things up.
the last one is through merchandise, and people buying your merchandise once you get, I guess, to a certain level of fame on those streaming platforms, a certain number of
Well,
followers.
all of these require a large fame. Like otherwise, they're gonna be making you pennies.
Okay, so to get to that, to any of those source of incomes, and we'll discuss about the I guess the levels, the different levels of income you could possibly get from that business. To get there, before that, you need to get to a certain level of fame.
Yeah,
Okay.
like no one would want to sponsor you rightfully if you're like random dude, right? Like if they're gonna sponsor you,
We'll
it's
see what
because
they are up to.
they
for my
believe
mission.
they can make money off you, right? That you can guide your viewers to make them money.
Standing by.
Okay. And when we're talking about this fame, I want to just define it a bit more. Are we talking subscribers, followers, like people that have the notification on? Because often when I watch a YouTube video, I say, please hit the follow, subscribe, and notification thing. Are all those three required for that kind of fame, or what exactly is required?
Definitely subscriptions help, right? Because like it depends again on the platform. Like on Twitch, it's your average viewers. On the YouTube, it's a mix of your subscription count and
I have
your
new
viewers.
information.
Now the reason why people add a lot of like, subscribe, and all of that stuff is mainly because they want to boost their channel, and in an algorithm, liking and subscribing is more likely to boost your channel.
Okay.
Standing by.
Okay, I see what you mean.
I have new information.
So everything is about, as far as I understand, the viewers and the subscriptions mainly. If we want to strip it down to the essential parts. Okay. So I'm stripping it down to the essential parts by saying, okay, so I'm concerned about viewers and I'm concerned about subscribers. And the reason why I'm diving into that is because, as far as I understand from what you're saying, these are prerequisites for me to start making money from stream,
No sway.
or for anyone with this with the idea of starting a stream to start making money. These are like preconditions. These are necessary points to get to that level.
Yes.
Okay. So now then, in that case, I will dive deeper into that and ask, so how does someone get an amount of viewers that is suitable enough to start getting this income? And yeah, let's start with that. I have a million questions that pop up, but let's start with this one. Like, how would I know what's the amount of viewers that is required, and how would I get this amount once I find it?
Well, how to know the amount is hard. Like you could get hard data, but how to know if you got to that amount is easier, because basically all you need to do is once you start getting deals or people contacting you, that's when you know that you made it, right?
True that.
We'll be ready for new orders soon.
And how what's the strategy to start to get to that amount where people start calling you?
Well, if I had that answer, I mean, we'd already be millionaires by now, right? That's like, you know what I mean? There are multiple strategies, but the one I heard commonly is you need to have something to offer. Like, you can't just be like a boring random person. Like, you need to be able to offer something unique or have a unique vision, right? And I'm pretty sure there's part of it is also networking. Maybe joining other people's streams, looking at things that fall into like audiences you want to capture, and go talk to streams that are similar. Sometimes they're debates, sometimes they're discussions.
So basically advertising yourself when you're talking about this like networking way.
Exactly.
Okay, I see.
And you advertise yourself by just talking intelligently. And usually if you're with someone who is, let's say, nice, in general they ask you to like plug yourself.
So would you say that in general, to be able to make money through streaming, you actually also need to watch streaming and attend different channels and network through them?
Yes.
Okay. What if someone doesn't like that?
Enemy orgs.
I mean, you can
Ready
still
to
keep
go.
trying to do your own thing, and
Ready to
potentially you will find someone, or you could start posting your videos on Reddit.
I work for you now.
But I mean, it's,
At your service.
it's like there is no, I would say there is no single like success metric or like success technique, because again, if it existed,
Where do you need me?
I mean, I would be selling this for millions of dollars.
Well, that's what I'm trying to to get to is to try to understand it to a level where there could be like a specific guideline, and everyone tries to post, like, but I do get to the point what you're trying to say, like there is no secret recipe, and it's not the first time I hear that famous sentence. There is no secret recipe, and I'm not necessarily trying to find a secret recipe, but I'm trying to find, because at the end of the day, like a recipe, you can make it achieve the same, I guess, level of mouth orgasm, without having the same ingredients, right? However, you need to be someone that knows how to mix ingredients together. Like a chef, right? He could make 10 different pasta sauces and would still be able to create amazing flavors in our mouth, okay? And they often tell you, when you ask them, hey, what did you mix in this recipe? They'll tell you, oh, I don't know. You ask them, what's the quantity of what you added? Let's say they say, oh, I know I put garlic. And you ask them, what's the quantity of that? They tell you, oh, I don't know. So this is very hard for any new chef to learn from. Very hard, because you don't know what ingredients you've put often, or you don't know the quantities you've put. But yet those are the most successful chefs. So what I'm trying to get to is, if there is any way that we could find, at least a guideline of like, what, put like a handful of garlic, that should be good, like an idea of like, okay, you know what, let me draw back the line towards the main topic here, which is like how streaming can make money. I'm not saying like, oh, to tell me exactly how many channels I need to listen to be able and network in, or how many posts I need to make. I don't need that, but I need something like, if you do not network, there is no way you can make money. As if you put I don't know,
But
if you put pasta sauce, you will die. It will not be good.
the problem is, real life is almost never like this. Like how can I say it? I could tell you right now things that will increase your likelihood of success. But just so you know, those things are basically boosting you maybe from like 0.001% to like 0.005%. Like, this is a very dominated space, and it's already, like, I would almost say near impossible, statistically speaking. Kinda why when I was talking to you about it, I was saying, hey, we gotta do this mainly for the passion, not for the want.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's a good point. So if you're not passionate about listening to other streamers, and I know I sound like very morbid about other streamers. I'm sure there's a lot of beautiful content there, right? But if you're only passionate about sharing knowledge and like me, for example, I'm gonna be very, very transparent here in saying I rarely go on Twitch or live streams, whether on YouTube or Twitch. Is that going to be the reason why I'm not going to be able to broadcast what I have to say or what I have to offer people? Is that going to stop me from achieving offering this to millions of people?
I mean, again, it's statistics, right? And that's why I remember telling you, like, 0.001 to 0.005. Maybe this plays like a 0.001 factor, right? But for sure, if you can't capitalize on your own audience, which I don't think you can, right?
Mhm.
And you can't capitalize on it because you don't have an audience. That's why you can't capitalize on your own audience. And you don't really have anything that makes you special in the sense that, yes, we can have interesting conversations. But at the end of the day, me and you, we aren't like some like pro gamers, let's say, who can like, I don't know, be like top leaderboards or like be like top 100 competitives that people will watch us for like our gaming skills. So we don't have that. All we have is potentially our ability to discuss, our ability to have our opinions, and maybe potentially moderate debates in the future. But the one thing to be aware of is
Where to?
all of these skills require
Acknowledged.
us to kind of like prove ourselves to a certain extent,
Where do you need me?
right?
I'm here.
Mhm.
But how will we prove ourselves if we have no audience,
Standing by for orders. Acknowledged.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. We can't. We can't have. People cannot find
Initiating
us
surveillance.
if
Reporting
we
it.
don't say, "Hey, we're over here."
Basically.
You're in your world right now. But yeah, no, I do see your point, and that's why I guess I'm interested to know, like, other than networking, you did say you need something to offer. Okay, fine.
Surveilled.
Let's say you assume that, okay, even though if maybe you're just speaking out of your, like, pure guess that you have something to offer,
Us.
then the next step is, how are people going to find you and find what you have to offer, even if you are the best at finding relevant topics with trendy things. Let's say you focus on that, right? There's probably going to be a million other streamers talking or sharing probably about the same ideas you have. But why would someone even find you on YouTube or Twitch algorithms? Why would you pop up at the top of that page if you don't have the followers in the first place?
Yeah.
So are you telling me that right now, if I decide to search something on YouTube, okay, let's say I'm doing it right as we speak, just for the sake of it, and I write
How to make money streaming. If you just put like the actual title of the podcast, I doubt you'll find us.
yeah, exactly. I also doubt I'll find us, but let's see. I don't know why I'm. Okay, there you go. How to make money streaming. So my first question is now, here I have videos and not lives, but I don't know if these are. Uh, oh, okay, yes, I do see lives, but lives are not the first things that populate.
Yeah.
It's the videos that populate. Okay. No, okay. And if I look at who's populating first, it's in order of viewers. No, not even. The third one shows up. What?
Yeah, let me actually do the same in private because when I did it not in private, it actually showed me my stream, but I doubt that's actually the case.
Okay, you want to do it in like a different
Yes.
account. Okay. Well, maybe you could like.
Actually, if someone writes how to make money streaming, we do show up first. I guess because
No,
of the title. Really?
I don't have that. Can you share that YouTube?
Well, can you share? Because
Yeah, I can, but I don't know if it's gonna show on the stream though.
Mission in
no, it will
progress.
not. I'm just
Right.
sharing
Yeah.
the game and the audio. Your audio might show up.
I'll share.
Prepping for mission.
If you do filters and then go at top,
Yeah.
filter, live.
Okay, if I just go for the live ones. Okay, we're second.
No, the first is an ad, so we are technically.
Oh, yeah. Okay, we are first. Okay, so if someone was looking for a live stream of what we're doing, of how to make money streaming, we would populate first. So there's a chance to be found.
Yeah.
Just by someone looking for what we're sharing.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me just go back watching our live. Okay, so for me, it's this whole question of like having to do advertising for something about my passion is not, I'm not passionate about that, but actually let me,
Well, you could see this advertising or you sharing the knowledge in other locations, right?
hello?
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, the way I see it, you can also see it as you sharing the knowledge with other locations, or other people, I mean, right? Because at the end of the day, if you go in to talk about a topic you are knowledgeable about, isn't that basically part of what you're trying to do?
Can you repeat that?
Like it depends on your perspective,
At
right?
your service.
Because you can also see it as you just trying to
Establishing
you're
contact.
trying to basically spread your ideas to other audiences.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's your job, Teach. My job is to learn from.
Well, you could
Making contact.
also learn,
Ready for orders.
right?
Ready to go.
The problem is that on whether on YouTube or Twitch, I find that a lot of times you have so many viewers
Target.
and so many people writing in the chat that you don't often get the chance to ask your question. It's like it reminds me of being in the university and being afraid to raise my hand because 3 other people already raised their hand, and now the class is about halfway through, and it's like, well, how about my questions? Then I have to go to the office hours,
Is that like when you're talking to other people?
Well, let's say I go on another channel, right? Because let's put it that way. My passion is learning in the right way, okay? So if I want to use that passion to network, okay, I'm going to go on Twitch or YouTube and find topics I'm interested about. Like that legit, I wouldn't mind if the person that is sharing knowledge on those platforms can answer my questions. Now, the problem that I find often in YouTube lives or Twitch lives that are popular is that you don't necessarily get the chance to really dialogue and ask questions to the streamer because they have a lot of other people in there. Like you often have like 1,000 people chatting in the chat, and you're
but the goal is usually to go like on the show and talk to them, not to be like a chatter.
I see what you mean. This is interesting. Yeah. So reach out and be like, I'd like to be part of the conversation. I want to learn something.
Exactly.
Where will you be, Teach? Will you be down to join me in those things?
Yes, although ideally you might want to do it like separately.
Why?
Well, to spread out, right? because me and you have wildly different personalities, at least approaches to the way we do things.
Are you using divide and conquer in the game you're playing right now?
Targeting enemy
No, I
yours.
mean our enemies are using divide and conquer. In this game, basically the aliens are invading Earth,
Your heart is in the right place.
and there are like 6 factions, and they're all divided on how to deal with them, and the aliens are using that.
And is the Earth united or is still divided?
Right now, very divided. I mean, considering some factions see the aliens as gods and want to just submit to them, kind of rough, you know. And you have this faction I'm talking with who are like, let's eliminate all aliens, Xeno scum, which are semi-aligned with me because I'm the moderate. Hey, let's fight them back and make sure they don't take over Earth.
I see. By the way, it's a bit, I don't know if it's on my end, but the resolution, there seems to be delays. Like the screen is clear.
Yeah, there's always delays, a few seconds.
It's not delays, it's just like blurry.
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah, I can't see the names or anything of it wasn't like that though.
Let me see OBS. OBS looks good. Might be my bad internet.
Are you Wi-Fi or LAN?
Wi-Fi. Is it still choppy?
Yeah.
Click quality and then select 1080p.
Okay. 1080. It's okay. There you go. Oh, perfect. Oh wow, so much better. Okay. So back to our topic. I just want to recap because there's a lot of things we discussed, and honestly, I do find that we untangled something. Okay, you might not find it because teach maybe for you was like obvious. For me, it was about I want to do something I'm passionate about, but the way to start getting the level of subscriptions and viewers that we want to get to, and let's say for sake of argument here that we're not really after the money part. This is just a bonus because at the end of the day you want to live, and it's nice to have money. So, but the real goal is really to have viewers and subscribers and people attending those talks and listening to what's being shared here. But the problem that I faced when we were discussing is, well, to be able to get those viewers, you need to just go and watch some random streams and spread your word that, oh, hey, go watch my channel.
No, not random streams. You don't go and watch my channel to random streams. That is very
Person of interest
no good.
No bueno.
Acquired.
Exactly. What you do is instead you go, you talk, and usually they let you plug yourself. Did somebody join Discord or did you leave? What was the Discord noise?
No, I'm here. Hello?
Hello? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so so but my issue was the fact that I'm joining. Here are my misconceptions. When I hear go on a stream, the way I'm viewing this is okay, a popular stream with 1,000 people in the chat. But there are two things that you clarified today for me, and one of them I came to my own it came to me by my own, and the other one you said it. The one that came to me on my own is, buddy, you don't need to join a stream that has 1,000 people in the chat. It doesn't have to be a very popular stream. It could be someone that also is about starting up or a bit more than you, but this person could have maybe 20 to 30 viewers, and he could be talking about something very interesting that you like. And in there, yes, you could ask your questions and you will be heard. That's me as learn, looking for something that passionates me. And the second thing that you proposed, which is even better, is why don't you hop on the stream and be able to ask your questions live? That's like, everyone can hear you and be able to converse with this person. And for those reasons, I'm actually now very much interested in this networking idea.
Surveilling target.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's a good thing because it is unfortunately what we gotta do anyways, whether you like it or not. But
yeah, but the thing is that the whole thing you said is you have something to offer, right?
Yeah.
So we're talking about something unique that you like to do. The problem is that let's say you are someone that likes to game, okay? In our case, we're people that like to share knowledge and understand knowledge, depending on whose perspective you're looking at. But I think both of us are a little bit on the two sides. Like you're someone that likes to learn and teach, and I'm also those two. But let's say for the example of someone that likes to game, this person likes to game but doesn't necessarily like to see other people game. You know what I mean? Like his thing to offer doesn't necessarily have to depend on whether he likes to see other people game or not. So and for me it was a sad truth until I see kind of the other side of the coin, where it's like, yeah, but they're kind of linked together if you know how to pick what you go to watch. So in the position of a gamer, let's say you're someone that likes to game, why would you go watch other streamers game? You did mention a point when we were talking alone, is like, yeah, well, actually on the live as well, if you're someone that likes to see how other people do it or how other people pass a certain level, you would go and watch that. But also it could be that, don't just go on the most popular person streaming that game, because you might not like that stream. Go watch someone, okay? Go take the time to go find someone that actually speaks to you, resonates to you, through his way of talking, through his gaming, his way of gaming, and find something enjoyable to stream. Because I'm sorry, but for me, when I go on Twitch and I find the top streamers, I rarely really like them. They're often about gaming and whatever, and I'm not a fan. But those don't have to be the ones I choose.
Yeah, but also there is a factor of also I did shut down the state. I'm changing games.
You what?
I'm changing games.
Okay. So we're not on live anymore?
No, we're still live. I think we can hear it. So just the screen is black. Fine.
Okay.
Okay. Launching. Okay.
Did you find it hard to teach rather?
Well, with a game that's very strategic, it is kind of. So I'm gonna be playing some mindless fun now.
Which is?
I'm playing Overwatch. Is it not showing?
Let me refresh it.
It's showing now.
So right. Oh, there you go. Oh yes. Oh yes,
Know that
I'm a
game?
yes.
What?
I'm a big fan of Overwatch. I want to see what character you're gonna pick. You have the new one, by the way.
Well, it's free.
Yeah, but it's the new one, right?
Yeah, yeah. Well, the old one is no longer in.
For Hanzo, really?
Yes. Very impressive against unmoving targets. Oh, like Peterson's head is so tiny.
A testament to my skill.
But yeah,
Why are you in practice, by the way?
why am I what?
In practice mode.
Oh no, I just went into it while waiting for something to load.
Okay. Yeah. You always your go to. Oh, really? You really pick some of the
We've
harder
just...
characters.
Well, I used to be pretty good with it, but then haven't played in a long time.
Hmm.
So. Damn it. Anyways, yeah, let's continue our topic of conversation.
Yeah. So we were saying, just to recap, the topic again, to go back to it, and we have this tendency, but everything is linked. It's just sometimes we have to just go back to remind ourselves why we're having this conversation, and it's how to make money streaming. And it's not necessarily that money is the goal this time around, to know if it could become a viable business, or someone's getting a call.
Yeah, I am, but also my game is frozen.
Yeah, I just froze.
Blizzard, fix your shit.
Mm. Yeah, so it's about seeing if it's viable, and you started by saying that you need to have most streamers will have diverse source of income, sponsors, mechanism available on Twitch or YouTube.
I mean, to be fair, you kind of bamboozled me, because to me I was like, okay, monetization, how does that work? But then you started asking like how to grow a channel, which is a completely different topic.
But the reason why I talked about this is because I cannot get to making money before I get there.
Yes.
So maybe it's me bamboozling you, but the way I see it, it's me really understanding and getting to the root strategy of making that money.
Yeah. Okay, I'll be back in a minute. Thanks, the best.
Okay. Yeah.
No. Sorry.
Yeah. Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah. I went to the bathroom too.
A copycat.
So I wanted to talk a little bit more about those mechanisms available on Twitch or YouTube to make money, because I'm not sure what we mean by those mechanisms.
Well, the main one for Twitch is subscriptions.
Okay.
So users can subscribe to you, and you get like a certain amount of money, and it's like a recurring subscription, which is different from a YouTube subscription, which is
Okay, so you charge per subscription, and you get a percentage of that charge, or?
yes. Basically, Twitch sells subs to people, and then based on those subs sold, they can choose to subscribe to your channel, and you get a cut of the money.
Okay. So people pay for subscription, subs, and you get a cut. And just to put to put it into perspective, or like to visualize it, what are we looking at here in terms of like, does it depend on who you are for how much you can charge for the subscription, or is it like?
Well, it's a set amount, but if you have a Twitch deal, you get a larger amount.
What? Which one?
Like sometimes you can make an exclusivity deal with Twitch, and then you get like a larger cut, percentage-wise.
But when someone wants to subscribe to Twitch, sorry for my ignorance, like I'm really not familiar. I don't think maybe I've subscribed to one Twitch streamer. When someone subscribes to Twitch, do you pay different amounts based on who you're subscribing to?
No.
Same amount? How much is it?
I don't know.
Okay. So there is a certain amount, let's call it amount X, and then I'm assuming you don't know the percentage of that cut, right? How much you get?
You do. I think it's like either 50 or 65%.
Oh, not bad.
Oh, he threw me off. But yeah, no, it's not that bad. But I mean, it's been controversial. Now it seems like Twitch is really like screwing over the little guy. It's kind of why like I'll think exclusivity with them would be like a good deal.
You don't think that exclusivity will be a good deal?
Yeah. Plus, Twitch is way more ban happy when it comes to controversial topics.
Okay, and if you're banned, then all the subscribers
everything you made is gone, basically.
Out of curiosity, do you get paid based on how much you have subscribers, like every month? Like, let's say it's the same subscriber could pay you every month, or is it one-time payment for one subscriber?
It's a monthly subscription.
Okay, monthly subscription.
Also, I kind of didn't mention the big one, but that's also because it's not the best, is ads. Right? Because like Apple Twitch, one of the things that was kind of controversial about like the recent Twitch changes is that they kind of reduce the amount you get from subscriptions or increase the amount you get from ads. The problem is ads kind of give you a crappy experience, because imagine we're mid-discussion and then, okay, now I'll learn an ad. It's 2 minutes of like forcing people watching me to watch an ad.
I've actually seen that. Like recently, I went on Twitch to see what's new there, and there was actually one stream that I went on, and I was on ads for like 3 minutes long until I decided to leave. I didn't want to continue watching this.
There you go.
But that doesn't really that kind of like F up the viewer, not the streamer. The streamer is making money with this.
Well, yeah, but low quality streams will do less viewers in the long run.
Yeah. But you as a streamer decide to put ads, or Twitch decides to put ads on
You
your.
decide to put as a streamer ads.
Okay.
As far as I know, you can be like an ad break. There is also
On YouTube, you don't have ads on the live.
yeah, I don't think you can run ads on the live right now. Although on the replay, you can run ads.
Yes. Yes. I wonder if you can run ads before the user gets to start seeing your live, because that's how it is.
You can like do it before.
Well, on Twitch, let's say I click on the live, before I start seeing the live, I see the ad.
This is. I don't know, to be honest.
Yeah. Anyway, okay, but it is possible to make money with ads, and I think as a streamer, you really have to be mindful on, like, you know, what your viewers are there to see, really. Oh shit! Come on, you got him.
Yeah.
What? Oh fuck! Oh damn! Oh shit! You're still alive! Oh,
Why are you
whoa!
watching this play?
That was crazy. 5-player kill streak. Yeah, sorry, I was impressed.
Boys.
Yeah, so okay. Yeah, so you can make money with ads. But back on the whole thing with the 35 or 50% subscriptions and how Twitch could kind of like bamboozle you. So you have those like 5,000 subscribers, you're making monthly income from them. All of a sudden, Twitch is ban happy, decides to ban you for X amount of reason. You just lost your monthly income.
Yes.
Wow. That's pretty sad, actually.
Yeah, it is, right? And you lost not only you lost your monthly income, lost all the channel you built and everything. Right? And the problem with Twitch is that they're very haphazard with the rules. I mean, YouTube is not perfect either.
That just in general as a streamer,
Yeah.
for any reason, if I get banned and I don't have any like
Contact.
way, yeah, ways to keep my income, that it's like I'm getting fired from my job. But when I have a job with a well-reputed company, there is a protocol. You can't just fire someone because you want to, you know. There's ways, but YouTube and Twitch, and the analogy of an employer, could just ban you and have their own reasons, and
Yeah. And they don't even have to provide you the reasons.
oh, not even?
No.
The enemy moves. We must stop them.
Wow.
That's kind of why a lot of people like even YouTube, it could happen to, has happened to many YouTubers. But usually, YouTube, like you have to like really break the line of edgy, I'll say. But yeah, in YouTube, you actually have to do like, you have to be on the edge, like really.
Okay. Okay, I see. So it's very important for a streamer to really be aware of what are the rules and regulations of the platform.
Yeah.
Because honestly speaking, losing all those viewers and subscribers and all the channel you've built for something that was not intentional, or for like a guest that you might have had. Imagine that you had a guest on your stream, and the guest is the one that broke, because you're live, right? You can't really vet, you know.
Yeah.
You're live. The guest breaks the agreement of the channel,
Yeah,
and that's it.
That could happen, yes. Now,
Wow.
usually, like if you take like prompt actions, like kick like the guest out instantly.
Uh-huh.
Like if you ban them or you like give them a warning, but usually you should just kick them out, then you might be fine, right? Or you're like, look, somebody broke it, and but for example on Twitch, right? If someone shows up on your stream that is banned, that is a bannable offense.
Huh.
Right? Like you're not allowed to mention the person, you're not allowed to show the person.
What, on Twitch people could just join the stream?
No. But I'm saying, like, let's say from a Discord call with some dude banned on Twitch, I automatically I get banned automatically. Basically.
Okay. Even if you didn't know that the guy was banned or anything.
Yeah.
Wow, this is risky business. This really sheds some light on the risk people take when they decide to, like, there's no risk when you're doing it as a part-time, but the moment you decide to, for whatever reason, let's say make it your full-time money-making business, you are taking like huge risks.
Yes.
I really don't know if I wonder if other people that are successful on YouTube, because I remember hearing like other streamers saying like, oh no, it was never a problem, you know, and they were asked like, why wouldn't they build their own platform if they have the money for it, instead of staying on those platforms that kind of own their channel in a way. And they said, oh no, they don't care, you know, like it's not something that they stress about. But I can't help but stress about this right now.
Yeah. No, it is stressful. Anyone who doesn't stress about this stuff is kinda willfully ignorant. Like, wanna be like an out of sight, out of mind.
How about podcasts? So you're not into the stream, you're podcasting.
Yeah, well, podcasting could also do stuff like podcasting could also do shit like what do you call it? But yeah, well, technically go is like something like Shopify. No, not Spotify.
Spotify, yeah. Yeah, they obviously have their own banning things.
But they all do, right?
Yeah, they all do.
And again, it's not like we're going with the intention to be as like content.
No, but like we are in the business where it's kind of freedom of speech type thing, where like you don't want to be controversial, but you don't want to censor people to a point where, you know, they can't share their genuine opinion. And the problem is that sharing their genuine opinion can affect you in a negative way, and then it forces you to censor them in a way, but you're not intentionally. Like, you would never be against them sharing their opinion if you were sitting in a coffee shop with them, but because you're on the platform, you have to be that douche.
Yeah. No, I see what you mean. Yeah, it's a problem.
Yeah. I'm just trying to Google like some of the community guidelines for Twitch, for example. What are those things that they could ban us for? In YouTube, but I'm just gonna read through them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me see.
But it's usually all like the phobias, which I do think you have to stop people from saying certain messed up shit, right? Like, yeah, you have like people going around and saying like the N-word, you know? Maybe not, right?
Okay, for example, okay, this one. sexually explicit content and sexual services. Okay, I understand you cannot promote prostitution on the channel,
Yes.
but it also says, or sexually explicit content from offering or soliciting any sexual in exchange for money, services, or items or value. What if you're joking around? Like, what if I make a joke about prostitution?
It's you and your luck with whoever's moderating. Right? And then the problem.
Yeah,
Like,
because like there is comedy, there's humor in when you're. Wait. Did I get something?
Did we win or did
Sorry.
we won? Oh, sorry for the spoiler. God.
Nice, GG's. Yeah. Like there sometimes when you're when you're in the showbiz, you use comedy, and this comedy obviously can be a little bit controversial or against on the edge.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way. Well, I mean, if it depends on the moderator and whether he's in a good mood or not, I don't know if I want to put my business into his hands.
Well, that's kind of why you gotta diversify, right? The YouTube, Twitch, and
Yeah.
Spotify, Instagram, Facebook, like everything. But again, that's what's challenging. Like if you're big enough, or you can have someone big enough advocate, then you should be fine. Right? Unless you do something. But there are like I think you could watch it's a very well made YouTube documentary about Monkey Jones.
Okay.
Monkey Jones. It's basically a YouTuber that made a lot of videos about school shooter.
Monty Jones.
Yeah, it's saying.
Okay.
I could find it, and basically the whole thing is that his videos clearly satire and clearly like making fun of like the incel, right? But he got his entire channel wiped out, and even after a movement for a lot of people to restore it, YouTube just chose not to.
Wow.
Now, was his content super edgy? Yes. But was there even like a 5% doubt that he was actually supportive of these things?
Hmm. There's even like
Now traveling to Canis-
attire guidelines. I mean, obviously you're not gonna be naked, but I wonder like what other here. You should not focus your stream on anyone violating our clothing or sexual standards, so be held accountable. But if you invite a girl for whatever reason, she decides to show her boobs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Body art. For streams dedicated to body art, full chest coverage is not required. But those who present as women must completely cover their nipples and areola with a layer of non-transparent clothing or paint and latex combination. The coverage must be applied before streaming begins, not on stream. Buttocks and genitals must also be fully covered by opaque attire. Like honestly, I feel super censored right now. Like I don't know what I can do and cannot do anymore.
Yeah, well. Well, I don't know what to tell you.
More like valid thing is like, okay, you know what? Shut down the live, like delete the like shut down the live on the spot, you know. But don't ban the streamer.
I mean, I don't know what to tell you. It's the policy, right? Because the problem too, right, is take it to an extreme, right? Like imagine if you have a streamer that like fucking like I don't know streams like when every time to like the very young audience.
Yeah.
It's not it's not an okay thing to allow, right? It's not an okay thing to even allow, like to give them like multiple chances, maybe like one or two, and that's it, right?
Thanks for the compliment.
Yeah.
And usually, a lot like there are like a strike system with YouTube. Only problem is sometimes they don't expect it. They just strike you 3 times, like one night after the other. But in theory, the system does exist.
So I'm curious about that system, and now I want to really know more about that system, because let's say, for example, the damage, okay, or the consequences of the action of the streaming platform is different from someone that has 5 viewers rather than someone that has 10,000 viewers, because the penalty is not the same. So I want to know, do they take that into consideration? You know, obviously, like, depending on the content. Let's say it is someone with 5 viewers streaming porn versus someone with 1 million viewers. Yeah, I saw it. You're on a roll, man. You're really good, Alonzo.
Oh, I mean, I'm not playing
the best, but you're better than me with Hanzo, that's for sure. I can't believe we haven't played Overwatch together.
That is true. Oh, maybe it could be one of our Teach&Learn podcasts.
Yeah. Did you used to play the other one too?
Yeah.
Oh.
But yeah. So could you repeat what you were saying?
Yeah, so I was saying, given the example of a guy with 1 million subscribers streams porn, and a guy with subscribers streams porn, do they give them the same
punishment?
fate? Yeah.
Well, see it from their perspective, right? Because technically they're not supposed to be playing favorites, right? Like yeah, technically the damage done by a small guy is way worse than the damage done by like a big guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is,
yeah,
like the problem is you can't really use that as an excuse, because it's all about the damage only, right?
It's not. It's true. It's not about the damage only. However, these are like clear cases that we're talking about. But I'm curious to know how they handle the gray areas, because I feel like they have. I understand it's their streaming platform and they're allowed to regulate content on it. However, they're also benefiting. It's not true that they're only at the service of the streamer. They're making money from that streamer because he has valuable content.
Yeah, but the problem is problematic streamers won't make you money, because problematic streamers will cause like, what do you call them? Ads, people, companies to pull out their ads, because no one wants to be associated with streamers that streams Nazi propaganda, right? So actually, no, these people cause them money.
Again, it seems that we're talking about clear-cut cases and not gray areas where the opinion.
But the problem is enough gray areas to start causing problems, right? Like again, because first of all, like, you know how there's always like this now a bunch of people mass supporting something, mass complaining about something, or people who get offended at things that require a bit more nuance.
Soldier 76 reporting
like all of these things that cause problems to a company, and at some point the company just like, you know what, I don't want to deal with this.
Yeah. get what you mean. There's something that's not resonating though. I don't know what it is, but I'm just trying to understand how can a streamer have a peace of mind in that kind of environment.
You can, right? Like the only streamers that have peace of mind are usually like the children content streamers, right? That's why they're like also like there's the content that most companies like push for.
But see, that's what's problematic for me and what I'm trying to understand. If your answer to how can I have a peace of mind is you cannot, I don't know. Like there's something that doesn't make sense to me here. Because I am a genuine person, right? Let's make certain assumptions. I'm a genuine person. I'm not trying to harm the youth. I'm not trying to spread, like
misinformation or harms
everyone. I don't want to, start conspiracy stuff, whatever it is that are the extremes. I'm someone that is trying to talk about different topics and hear opinions of different people about those topics and question them about it, and I know that in this business that I am in, it's possible that I hear on my live stream certain opinions that might be controversial, but not in a sense like let's say misogyny, okay, or polygamy, polygamy. Someone that's in favor of
polygamy will not get you back. Misogyny will, right? Because usually topics again. That's why I use the word controversial, right?
Okay.
What?
Controversial, giving rise or likely to give rise to public disagreement.
Yeah.
Okay, well, who's the public? Your viewers or the
Well, North America. North American.
Okay, so based on North American views.
Because most of these companies are North American.
So if North America's majority feels like your opinion is wrong and they disagree with it, then you are now in the grounds of controversy.
And that, and not only that, and they consider your opinion harmful.
And they consider my opinion harmful.
Like for example, saying, "Oh no, I like pineapple pizza" is controversial, but it's not harmful. So that wouldn't ban you, right? But saying some Andrew Tate shit, like I don't know, like women should stay at home in the kitchen and put your woman in line, like saying stuff like that, that is considered controversial and having harm in the real world. And by the way,
how about being flat earther?
Flat earther is not considered harm.
Why? It's like considered misinformation.
But it's harmless misinformation. At the end of the day, what damage would that?
Ignorance.
So
would be spreading
ignorance is not a harmful that in society. Proven misinformation, on the other hand, that would be considered harmful, right? Because that misinformation would cause you to go, I don't know.
So we're talking physical harm.
Well, yeah, to a certain extent, like, right? Because then you could cause people not get vaccinated, and that would cause more people to die. So that kind of misinformation would be considered harmful.
Okay, and misogyny, like kind of like what Andrew Tate sometimes spread, is harmful to women and physically.
Yeah, it could be, right?
It could be true. Okay. Okay, so I guess the thing that those platforms are really trying to achieve here is to be a mindful content streamer, to be aware that what you're streaming could harm other people physically, if it's controversial, or not, just in general harm other people, and you are responsible as the owner of that channel to make sure that that kind of it's like you're a TV, an owner of a TV channel. You're responsible to not spread those kind of this kind of content.
Yes.
And if you do,
you have to be you have to challenge it.
You have to challenge. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, if a figure has a YouTube channel, probably saves that just featuring them will not cause your channel to be banned.
If a figure?
Yeah, like let's say if we're like well, and it will fall under the controversial, like the who would be concerned figure, because I think he got banned off all social media, right? While purple someone like Jordan Peterson would be much closer to like we aren't really too worried about it because he has his own channel and he uploads to it. But he says it's controversial but doesn't cross the line. Because you are allowed to say controversial shit as long as it doesn't cross the line.
The harm line.
Yeah.
Okay, so if I have a guest on the channel and I say something like, "Sir, you have just crossed the line. I am warning you. If you continue that way, we will have to, kick you out."
Yeah.
That kind of policing would prevent me from being banned.
To a certain extent, yes, but also you have
Shit. With that barrier.
Yeah, but again, to a certain extent, like you have to be careful. Because, like, for example, if they start saying certain words, you might have to kick them out.
Yeah.
Like certain slurs, just a big no-no.
How are slurs or curse words harmful physically?
Oh, that's the whole topic of its own.
Really?
Right? I mean, one thing is you could argue, right? They reinforce certain stereotypes, which that makes them harmful. Right, but that's like a whole topic. How can words be harmful? But there are some slurs that they just not accepted in the common speech.
I just don't see it as harming physically, but I guess you have an idea.
Well, basically, it's not that the word itself harm, it can lead to real world harm, right? Same with COVID misinformation. It's not like COVID itself harm, right? But it can lead to like real harm. Right? Like, like the common one, right? The N-word, right? Some people argue like it's dehumanizing, and like, while some people can use it like jokingly, right? Like other people really mean like the most hateful connotation of it.
Yeah, there's a difference between saying, "Oh, fuck that," or "Fuck you."
I guess, but even that would be considered fine. It's usually like any insult that targets immutable characteristics.
I've got you in my sights.
Look at you using your programming like immutable.
No, this is the political term for it, immutable characteristics.
The first time I hear words is about isn't programming. Anyways, but good to know.
Yeah. Hey, did I get play? I don't think I got play of the game. It didn't do anything impressive. But yeah, also yes to the question you sent me. But yeah, very interesting how this could turn political. But I mean, that's kind of on me too, because I'm very aware of like the political implications of.
You know, Teach, that's why I always enjoyed conversations with you, is that you never know where they're going to lead us. And the initial topic is always interesting, but we never stop or try to say something like, oh, I mean, you have said it one time today, which is this is a topic of its own, which usually for me means let's dive into it. But understand that it could be a topic that's probably like for another stream because it's way too long. But all this to say, that's why I've always enjoyed conversations with you, because you start somewhere and then the somewhere, you know, is connected somehow, because we live in an environment where everything is connected in a world. That's basically what systems thinking is, and one thing leads to another, and then to try to understand that thing that you started with, you know, like right now we were talking about what could get you banned from those streaming channels. I'm sorry, but that definitely impacts how I can make money with a stream, you know. So I like that, and we started with.
It also shows why these policies are there, right? Now, I don't think they're implemented well, but I do agree to a large extent with the spirit of that.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and you know what? As someone who kind of subscribes to the idea that content providers need to be responsible content providers, you know, and they cannot just you know, share content without being mindful of how it can harm society. I do appreciate that the streaming platforms have those kind of regulations. It is just a question of, you know, like what stops this to become political and you being kicked out because your views, although not necessarily controversial, are not in line with certain political gains of certain parties. And
sorry, but continue.
Yeah. And having.
I said that. You're watching.
Yes, I am watching, and I saw this. Yeah.
But
yeah. So it's just that. It's the question of like, you feel like you're in the hands of certain political gains. You know what I mean? And as long as those streaming platforms remain managed by people with good intention, I think it's a non-issue.
But I mean, I would say I wouldn't go that far, because sometimes just because even if they have good intentions, right, that doesn't make them instantly like good, right? So sometimes, like I've seen people who got banned on things that I would consider controversial, but the conversation's worth having. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, because to really get to the to new knowledge, to levels of understanding that you've not reached before, you need to challenge certain assumptions. You need to challenge certain conventions and popular opinions. And if you're gonna be banned because you're just someone looking to understand better the way this environment works and the way certain you know, I don't know, certain philosophies of life came to be, then you have to challenge those ideas. And if you regulate it because you're speaking outside the box, you're thinking on the edge of what is conventional and what is popular, then that I have a problem with. And who cares if I have a problem? I'm just a regular human being, but I have a problem with being controlled by where I'm deciding to share this knowledge. I'd rather share in my living room and invite everyone in my living room, pizza on me,
but
than.
Also, Also, there is a bigger problem on that, right? Which is in your living room, your harm is only the 5 people you're talking with, right? But if you're outside of your living room and you're potentially doing something harmful and saying like harmful stuff, it could be affecting way more people, right?
Yes, that's true. Absolutely.
And I think that I should be myself. That is kind of like the challenge, right? And like,
Yeah.
and if you're the owner of Twitch or YouTube, and you have a bunch of people causing harm using your platform, then I mean that's on you, right? I mean we even spoke about this sometimes, like as a bit. You already mentioned my background, so might as well mention it, right? That as developers, if you code something and it causes harm, then wouldn't it be at a certain extent your fault?
You're asking a real question or rhetorical question?
Well, both,
Yes, it would be your fault.
right? And so if Twitch is providing this platform that allows all these people to access the views and like spread their information and their information causing active harm, then it's Twitch's fault, right? That's why they can be pretty trigger happy with moderation. Right? Same with YouTube.
I guess, yes, but the thing is that some ideas could cause harm because harm is subjective. Like it's just an example, okay? And I'm telling you this because I'm trying to be transparent, right? I've been recently thinking, and I'm not gonna get too much into it because we have like about 7 minutes left on the live. And let me just see this play that you're about to make here. Oh, but yeah. So.
Hey, I got a few kills before I died. Good play overall. Yes.
Let's say for example, an example that I'm thinking of, something that I was having a conversation with a friend, and yes, okay, obviously this conversation could have harmed my friend if he was someone that gets harmed by those kind of thoughts. And you know what? That's not my intention, but I'm sharing my belief, right? My opinion on, for example, whether I should have the right, or I should be, or I'm more prone, right, to not let faith decide when I die. Right away here, talking about death could be very harmful to people. Very harmful, right?
Why?
So,
I am here.
because some people are sensitive when it comes to sensitive subjects like that, like death.
No, but
Some people-
sensitive subjects is fine, right? If you say like, let's say, I don't know, trigger warning, whatever, that's fine, right? That doesn't automatically make it, let's say, a problem.
Well, I mean, it depends who you're asking, because if you're asking about harm things, if you talk to a suicidal person, hearing about death could be very harmful.
Yes, but
You know?
yes, but at the same time, you could put a trigger warning. The more harmful is when you spread sayings that will cause people to do damage to other people. At least that's usually the one. Or if you like start
Damage to yourself. It was written on the Twitch thing.
interesting. I haven't thought about it.
Self-destructive behavior, harming yourself, or discussing self-harm recklessly can be dangerous for not only yourself, but the viewers.
Yeah, well, recklessly.
Well, yeah, but
How do you define
there's-
recklessly? I know what you're trying to say.
Yeah. And that's not a topic I'm sharing to generally harm people. I don't want to harm anyone. It's a question. It's a thought I'm having, but now I feel like I cannot share those thoughts without thinking about every single human. And I guess it's a noble thing to do. Like, how are every single viewers that are gonna join my channel, no matter what the age is, how are they gonna perceive what I'm gonna say, and how to make sure to avoid talking about.
But
Yeah.
I think the real thing is you need to show a certain level of respect.
Hmm.
Because at the end of the day, right, there are two important. One is, are you doing your due diligence, and two, are you being responsible and trying to be as responsible? And but not controversial topic. I'll call them more like triggering topic, like suicide, self harm, and all of that.
Yeah.
But then there is also like harm that's caused by your misinterpretation and basically spreading beliefs will cause harms to others, right?
Yeah.
Which is a bit different than, let's say, triggering. And I do feel like there's a lot of nuance between the two. Be a good topic for next week.
Absolutely. I just want to correct myself. I did say faith, but I meant fate for those who were listening, if anyone.
Oh,
Because
okay.
I didn't mean fate. I said I don't want fate to determine when I decide to leave this planet.
Okay, that makes more sense as to why it will be way complicated, more complex. Okay, got it.
Yeah. Yes, that's what I meant. Sometimes my not there yet, but
Yeah, and again, this one will depend really on how well you articulate. Because if it's kind of like, and please don't ban us on same YouTube. If you start saying like, yeah, you know what, we should take fate in your own hand, and we all should just kill ourselves, like that is like that is like bad highway. But
yeah,
if you start talking about, like, letting go, or even start talking about things such as medically assisted offing yourself. I'm just saying the word will kind of trigger YouTube to an extent, like algos. But I mean, we're not really playing the algos game.
imagine not even 1 viewer we get banned already.
Yes. Okay.
Anyways, that's
So that's a
that
topic for next week. We're gonna do it every Monday. Although, side note, focusing on increasing, we probably need to spend once
like
a week, like once every day. But that's a topic for another. All right.
yes. All right.